Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new Paint and Talk, and this time I want to talk about a concept that sometimes is blurry, is not very well designed, and is what means to be competitive, what means to be casual, and I will say that to be fair, I don't think there are different levels on each, right? I don't. There will be people that is very competitive. There is people that will be more on the narrative. But I will say that there's a lot of things in between that sometimes we don't realize. Okay, so let's talk for me what is a competitive or hard competitive person. Okay, a hard competitive person is this person that goes to the tournaments with the objective to win the tournament. Okay, and it's fine tuning the list, have time to train, is well prepared, and yeah, everything it's ready. So his focus is really to see if he can to win the tournament. Okay. On the other side, we have the narrative, the more narrative players, and I just want to make a parenthesis here. Any way to approach the hobby is legit and is correct. Okay, each one have to kind of approach the hobby as they wish and as they like. So I don't say that there is a good way or bad way to approach a hobby. It's not my intention here. I just say that there are different ways to approach a hobby, and I think it's good to be conscious of these different ways to approach a hobby, because sometimes we can be upset or we can have a mismatch, but we have to understand that there are players that are facing the hobby from a different point of view or from a different with a different objective than maybe you have. Okay, so going back, hard competitive player. Okay, and here I will say competitive player that is not cheating and does not want to use this to humiliate others. Just a person that is competitive because he wants to go to tournaments, and his objective is to go to tournaments and demonstrate that he can do well in tournaments. And it's a legit way to see the hobby. Okay, and is one of the there are a lot, and this is why the reason we have so many tournaments, because there is people that like this. It does not mean that the tournaments are only for these people. I say that these people is the ones that really the objective is to show the potential, find this list that wins, optimize the list, train with friends, with other players, and try to try to go to tournaments and be at the top on each tournament they participate. So this is a person that is on the competitive side. Then we have other people that is more on the narrative and on the hobby side. Okay, and I don't say that the competitive cannot be in the hobby side and cannot paint well, but normally the focus of these people is more on playing than on painting most of the times, because I have the feeling you don't have time to do everything. Okay, and you cannot do everything well. So there will be exceptions, but most of these players are the ones that the focus is really on playing. Then we have people that are more in the hobby narrative side. These are people that what they enjoy is painting. They choose the army depending on the aesthetic of the army, on the appearance. Maybe they will choose units that are not, but they will not care if they are optimized or not. So they are talking about the other extreme. Okay, they just want to have fun, and they don't even care if the game is balanced or not. For the first player, the one that is competitive, the balance of the game most of the time is very important. They want to have, especially the competitive players, they want a fair, balanced game, and they don't want. Normally, these are people that they, yeah, they want to show, or they want to. The focus is really understanding the rules and having, yeah, showing that they can do well. But the narrative is more on the hobby side, is more on collecting what I like, and I don't care if this is good or not. But that does not mean that there is also other grades in the middle, and I will put myself more in a middle grade. So I have when I play, okay, let's put it in the way. Most of the people, when we play to do our best, and we play with the objective, at least if it's possible, to win. Although sometimes we know that we are in the yeah, it's going to be quite a difficult task because we are facing someone that is have much knowledge than us in the game, have a more optimized list, have more experience, so on, so on, so on. But when I'm facing, when I go to tournament, I don't go there with intention of losing all the games. I have my own target that normally it's to win some games and be competitive. Okay, so the objective is the one I want to say, what I want to say here is that even though I'm not optimizing my list, even though I'm not maybe taking the best army, and I don't have time to train, it does not mean that I don't want to be competitive. So I try to be as competitive as I can with my limits. What that means, of course, it means that I will not be able to win a tournament. It's going to be difficult. First, because I cannot train, and second, because I don't spend that much time in optimizing the list. Okay, and on top, yeah, I take some units because I like them sometimes. So I don't take the best units, or I don't take the best units because, for example, knowing Stormcast, the evocators are much stronger than retributors. But I keep using retributors. Why? Because first I have paint these miniatures and I want to show them. Second, because I don't have I'm not investing time in just painting evocators at this moment. I don't have the time. I don't have the money, or the money is. But I don't want to spend a lot of time just painting evocators because I know that maybe are good today, and tomorrow they are not going to be that good. Okay, so I'm not that concerned on being at the age of or using the most optimized units. Normally, competitive player, if finding that a unit is really strong, will try to invest more in that unit and will desestimate. And this way we see a lot of time the expression, oh, I will leave this on the shelf because today is not useful and I need to wait until this is good. So for me this is not a concept that is valid. If I like the miniature, most likely even if it's not optimized, I will put it on the battlefield, right? But I know that I'm not being optimized by doing that. I'm not optimizing my army, so I'm reducing my chances to win. Okay. But what I want to say here is, we always look the competitive player as this player that wants to win at all cost, and we have to not always think that the competitive player is that guy. And here I want to make another distinction on what is the definition of that guy, okay, and a competitive player. So a competitive player, and I have a friend that is very competitive and is playing in the ATC, is a player that likes to play or in the tournaments will play competitive armies, but is also able to play a casual game and not playing such an optimized army, or is able to play just to is able to adapt. Okay, a competitive player should be able to adapt to the level of what it's playing in front, especially if we're talking here on casual games or pick-up games, right? Especially casual games if you know your opponent. And this for me is part of the social contract, right? If you always go with this intention, I will crush you. And maybe this is how you, as a friends, you play, okay? But I mean, normally. So if you always go with this super optimized list and you go with the super strong list, and you are this guy in the shop that it's happy crushing a rookie, a newbie in the hobby, a person that is just starting, is coming with his first army, is super happy because he paints something and then he arrives to the shop, plays against one of these guys, and is crushed, and is demotivated. This is not helping the hobby, and you don't want to be that guy, especially. And then on top is capitalizing on the mistakes this person will do, because he's new in the hobby, he's new in the gaming, and will do mistakes. Instead of explaining the mistakes, normally this person will capitalize. A competitive player and a fair player, even if it's competitive, will be able, if he realizes that he's playing against a new person, new in the hobby, will be able to explain, okay, don't do that because this is a mistake, please take this into account. You can improve by doing that. We'll give some advices and will help the other person to have more or less a balanced game. Most likely you will end up crash, but you will feel better because maybe you don't feel cheat, and then he will give you some keys on how to improve for the next game. Okay. So, but the thing I want to see here again is, for me definition of competitive can be very wide. So first we have winning at all costs. This is the negative part for me of the competitive. Then we have the people that is really focused on playing better and understanding the rules, understanding the game, and win a more friendly way. And then we have people that, like me, and I think this is most of the people, we play with the toys that we have, with the soldiers that we have. We are not that much concerned in optimizing our army, but we like to play in a competitive way. So we will give the best of us in each game in order to be to have the best position. And then are going to be other people that they don't care at all about winning or losing. They only care about just having a nice time. That is also good. So for me, it's also sometimes very interesting to play unbalanced games. Okay, maybe not in a tournament, but have a casual game that is unbalanced, where one guy is the attacker and the other one is defender. So, and you play more unbalanced scenarios, right? Where the important thing is not who wins or who loses, is more to make the narrative. Okay, so maybe I ramble here a lot, but just now comes the question for you. So how you will define yourself? You will define yourself as competitive, as a casual player, something intermediate, and what are your definitions of competitive and more casual gamer or narrative game? So just curiosity, because it's always something that we see in all the forums. All the people talk about competitive, all people talk about narrative game, but to be fair, I think everybody have a different definition of what that means, and sometimes this drives to misunderstandings and confusions. So if I want to just to close out as an advice, please understand your opponent. It's important to have a friendly game, and understand that there is several ways to see the hobby, and all the ways to see the hobby are correct. You only have to find people that see the hobby more or less in the same way as you, and if you don't like some style, try to avoid this style and play on with people that is more close to your style of gaming. It's all about this social contract when we play, and the most important thing is talk with your opponent to understand as well your opponent and what is the expectations of your opponent. So that's all for now. I hope you find this chat interesting. Stop of rambling for now, and as usual, looking forward to see your opinions, and thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.